Imagine a city, grand yet grimy, bustling with life but shadowed by disease. A place where the scent of coal smoke mingled with the aroma of freshly baked bread, where wealth and abject poverty walked side by side on cobbled streets. This is London, not as it is today, but as it thrived and struggled in the 1700s. It was an era of profound transformation, a crucible of empire, innovation, and stark social contrasts. For centuries, we could only glimpse this world through dusty texts, faded maps, and the occasional evocative painting. But what if we could truly step back in time? What if we could walk those very streets, hear the clamour, and witness the daily rhythms of this pivotal century? Today, we embark on an extraordinary virtual journey. Through the incredible power of artificial intelligence, we are going to undertake a meticulous, immersive tour, exploring the sights, sounds, and stark realities of 18th century London. This isn't just a historical account, it's a meticulously reconstructed experience, designed to transport you directly into a lost world, allowing us to witness the very fabric of life during this fascinating period. The 18th century was a defining era for London. It began with the city still bearing the scars of the Great Fire of 1666, a catastrophe that had, paradoxically, paved the way for ambitious rebuilding projects. By the 1700s, London was rapidly expanding, solidifying its position as the heart of a burgeoning global empire. This was the age of enlightenment, of scientific discovery, and of burgeoning industry. It was a time when coffeehouses became crucibles of intellectual debate, when political power shifted dramatically, and when the foundations of modern British society were firmly laid. From the grand new dome of St. Paul's Cathedral, rising majestically above the smoky skyline, to the crowded docks teeming with goods from every corner of the globe, London was a city in constant motion, a magnet for ambition, despair, and everything in between. But how can we truly experience a city that has long since vanished? This is where artificial intelligence becomes our ultimate time machine. AI reconstruction isn't about mere conjecture. It's about synthesizing vast amounts of historical data, architectural plans, contemporary illustrations, written accounts, census records, and even geological surveys to create a hyper-realistic, three-dimensional model of the past. Imagine feeding countless historical documents, engravings, and diaries into advanced algorithms. These algorithms then process and interpret this information, meticulously piecing together buildings, street layouts, textures, and even the probable movements of people and vehicles. It allows us to visualize the city with unprecedented detail, to see the intricate facades of Georgian townhouses, the bustling activity of market squares, and the intricate network of alleyways and courtyards that characterize the urban landscape. This isn't just a rendering, it's an intelligent recreation, breathing life back into forgotten corners and long-demolished structures. So, as we prepare to virtually step onto those 18th century cobblestones, an intriguing question hangs in the air. What was it really like to walk these streets, to breathe that air, to hear the cacophony of vendors and street cries, to navigate a world without electricity, sanitation, or modern medicine? What was it like to live in a time of such radical change, where immense progress coexisted with profound hardship, where opulent wealth brushed shoulders with desperate poverty? Join us as we unlock the secrets of a London that shaped the world, a city brought back to vivid, immersive life by the marvels of artificial intelligence. Our journey into 18th century London begins, as it always must, with the River Thames. This majestic waterway was more than just a river. It was the city's lifeblood, its main artery, a bustling highway of commerce and transport. Before the advent of numerous bridges, the Thames was traversed by countless watermen in their small boats, ferrying people and goods from one bank to the other, their cries echoing across the water. The river was a chaotic symphony of activity, with merchant ships from every corner of the globe docking alongside barges laden with coal and small skiffs darting between them. Its banks were lined with wharves, warehouses, and shipyards, testament to London's undisputed status as a global maritime power. Dominating the river, and indeed the entire city, was the iconic London Bridge. Unlike any bridge we know today, This stone marvel was a bustling street in itself, crammed with houses, shops, and even a church built directly onto its structure. Imagine the sensory overload, the clang of blacksmiths, the scent of fresh bread from bakeries, the shouts of merchants, all while the mighty Thames flowed beneath. It was a micro-city within a city, a vibrant, if perilous, crossing point that connected the disparate halves of London. Venturing beyond the river, London unfolded into a tapestry of distinct districts, each with its own character and rhythm. At its very heart lay the ancient city of London, meticulously rebuilt after the Great Fire. Here stood St. Paul's Cathedral, Sir Christopher Wren's architectural masterpiece, its dome soaring above the surrounding buildings, a symbol of resilience and faith. This was the financial engine of Britain, home to the Bank of England, the Royal Exchange, and the guild halls of powerful livery companies. Its narrow, winding streets teemed with merchants, clerks, and bankers, all conducting the business of empire. To the west, Westminster represented the seat of power. Here the Houses of Parliament debated the nation's future, and the royal residences, like St. James's Palace, housed the monarchy. This district exuded an air of aristocratic grandeur, with its wider streets and more stately buildings. In stark contrast, the East End sprawled eastward from the city, a labyrinth of poorer districts defined by the docks, factories, and the bustling, often overcrowded communities of immigrants who sought opportunity in London. It was a place of hard labour, tight-knit neighbourhoods, and a distinct culture forged by necessity. Meanwhile, the developing West End, with its fashionable squares like Hanover Square and Berkeley Square, was rapidly becoming the playground of the elite. Here, elegant townhouses lined tree-filled avenues, and the first true theatres and sophisticated coffee houses catered to a more refined clientele. Stepping onto the streets themselves, everyday life was a constant, vibrant spectacle. Vendors hawked their wares with theatrical cries, their voices cutting through the rumble of horse-drawn carriages and the rhythmic clatter of sedan chairs carrying the wealthy. The social stratification was stark and undeniable. The rich, adorned in silks and powdered wigs, moved with an air of privilege, often escorted by liveried servants. The poor, in their threadbare clothes, navigated the same streets, their lives a daily struggle for survival. Public spaces like Hyde Park offered a glimpse into the leisure activities of the upper classes, while markets such as Covent Garden were bustling hubs where all strata of society converged, if only to haggle over goods. Yet, beneath the veneer of progress and prosperity, London harboured a darker side. Crime was rampant, poverty widespread. Gin palaces, notorious for their cheap, potent liquor, offered a temporary, destructive escape from the harsh realities of life, fueling social decay. The infamous Newgate prison, a grim fortress of despair, loomed as a stark reminder of the city's punitive justice system. Technological advancements, while present, were rudimentary by modern standards. Sanitation was practically non-existent, with open sewers running alongside streets, contributing to a pervasive foul odour and frequent outbreaks of disease. Early street lighting, primarily oil lamps, cast flickering shadows, making night travel perilous. However, the printing press was revolutionizing communication, leading to the proliferation of newspapers and pamphlets, fueling public discourse and shaping opinion in unprecedented ways. This was a city of contradictions, a place of immense energy and profound challenges, a truly captivating urban landscape. This vibrant, complex tapestry of 18th-century London also served as a crucible for intellectual ferment, a true age of enlightenment. Coffee houses, far more than mere places for a hot beverage, became the intellectual and social hubs of the city. Here, merchants, politicians, writers, and philosophers gathered, exchanging ideas, debating the latest news, and forging connections that shaped the nation. Imagine the rich conversations echoing through these crowded rooms, where figures like the formidable lexicographer Samuel Johnson, the satirical poet Alexander Pope, and the brilliant satirist Jonathan Swift might have held court, their wit and wisdom sparking new thoughts and challenging old conventions. Scientific societies flourished, and early public lectures brought knowledge to a wider audience, laying the groundwork for a more informed and engaged populace. Beyond the serious pursuit of knowledge, London offered a diverse array of entertainment and leisure options, reflecting the stark social divides. For the refined, the grand theatres of Drury Lane and Covent Garden showcased popular plays, from Shakespearean dramas to contemporary comedies, drawing crowds eager for spectacle and storytelling. But for those seeking more visceral thrills, darker forms of entertainment persisted. Bear-baiting, where chained bears fought dogs, and cockfighting, brutal contests between gamecocks, were still popular, drawing large, raucous crowds from all social strata. Yet for the fashionable elite, the pleasure gardens like Vauxhall and Ranelagh offered an escape. These sprawling, beautifully landscaped grounds, illuminated by thousands of lamps, became venues for elaborate masquerade balls, concerts, fireworks displays and romantic strolls, a glittering stage for social display and courtship. At the heart of London's burgeoning power was its role as the undisputed centre of a global trading network. Its docks teemed with ships arriving from every corner of the world, laden with goods that fueled an insatiable demand for exotic commodities. The East India Company, a colossal entity with its own army and navy, wielded immense influence, its trade in tea, spices and textiles enriching the city beyond measure. This colonial expansion, while bringing unprecedented wealth to London, also had a profound impact on its diversity, attracting people from across the globe and shaping the city into a truly cosmopolitan hub, albeit one built on complex power dynamics. The enduring influence of 18th-century London is undeniable. This era laid much of the groundwork for the modern metropolis we recognise today. Its architectural legacy, particularly the elegant Georgian buildings that still grace many of its streets, speaks to a period of refined taste and urban planning. More profoundly, this century saw the birth of many modern institutions and social norms that continue to shape Western society, from the foundations of a robust financial system to the evolving concepts of public discourse and entertainment. The seeds sown in this tumultuous century blossomed into the world we inhabit. As our virtual journey concludes, we are left with a powerful reflection on the paradox of 18th-century London. It was a city of immense progress, a beacon of enlightenment and innovation, yet simultaneously plagued by profound challenges, poverty, disease, and social inequality. It was a vibrant tapestry of human experience, woven with threads of ambition, desperation, artistry, and brutality. Through the incredible power of AI reconstruction, we have been granted a rare glimpse into this lost world, allowing us to not just observe, but to truly experience, even if only for a fleeting moment, the sights, sounds, and spirit of a London that shaped history. We encourage you to delve deeper into this fascinating period, to explore the countless stories and insights that await. Perhaps our next journey will take us to another AI-reconstructed world, forever expanding our understanding of the past.